Have you ever wondered what it takes to build a whole new belief system from scratch in our modern age? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating and pretty ambitious group called Chanyuan Grass. It was founded by a man named Feng, and we're going to break down their core philosophy and what they call their eightfold confidence, which is basically a set of beliefs that defines their entire worldview. Everything really starts with this one powerful statement from the founder. Now, this isn't just some catchy motto. It's a declaration. It's about reaching the absolute highest peak possible. It sets this incredibly grand tone for everything that comes after. But, it immediately makes you ask.
So, how exactly do you rise above everything else, like Mount Everest? Well, according to Feng, it's not just about what you do. It's also about how you talk about what you do. And his answer, well, it might not be what you expect. And here it is, his two-step process. Step 1, act. Step 2, boast. Now, act, sure, that makes perfect sense. But boast, that's the one that really jumps out, right? For them, it's not some minor detail. It's a central part of the whole philosophy, and there's a very specific reason why. So that brings us to this core idea, the philosophy of self-praise. Why on earth would you make boasting a requirement? Well, it all comes from what the founder sees as a really deep flaw in just human nature. He calls this flaw the innate ailment. The idea is basically this. We love to glorify people from the past, historical figures or people who are far away or those who are already gone, but we consistently fail to celebrate the living, breathing geniuses who are right here in front of us. Seeing that, Feng's conclusion was pretty straightforward. If he sat around waiting for others to praise him, it would be way too late. He had to do it himself. Okay, so let's get into the group itself. They call themselves Chanyuan Grass. It's a very poetic name, and their role in history, as they see it, is just as poetic and, frankly, cosmically ambitious. I mean, look at these descriptions. They don't see themselves as just some group. They believe they are creators of history, immortals among humanity, and even shining constellations. The source material claims that without them, the world has no spiritual light, and that human civilization has no direction. This is really the bedrock of their identity. So how do you support such massive claims? Well, it's all built on what they call the eightfold confidence. We're going to break down the first 4 pillars right now, and these really establish their perceived superiority in the world as we know it. First up, their theory. They claim that their Lifechanyuan theory isn't just good. They say it goes way beyond the scope and clarity of all these other major texts, from the Bible and the Quran to the Buddhist sutras. They're basically claiming it's more complete than any of the classics. And here's their reasoning. They argue that unlike ancient texts that were often recorded from memory by disciples, their theory is superior because one person wrote 95% of it over 3 decades. And the result, they claim, is a perfectly self-consistent system with 0 internal contradictions. All right, confidence point number 2, having a clear destination. After this life, members of Chanyuan Grass are promised they'll go to these exclusive, otherworldly places like the 1,000-year world or the blissful realm of immortal isles, realms they claim are completely unreachable for ordinary people. Number 3 is all about resilience. They say they've endured 15 years of really intense hardship. We're talking homes destroyed, property taken, members framed, humiliated, even detained. The fact that they didn't collapse through all of that is presented as proof of their incredible strength. The source even compares their spirit directly to the perseverance of the disciples of Jesus and Buddha. And then we get to point 4, which is, wow, it's a huge claim about their moral character. As a group, they believe they have reached a level of selflessness, egolessness, and non-attachment that is simply unmatched by any other group throughout all of human history. Okay, so those first 4 points kind of establish their place in the known world. But from here on out, the claims get even bigger. The next 4 points of their confidence expand into this cosmic futuristic plan for all of civilization. So get this, for point number 5, it's all about technology. They state that when artificial intelligence comes into their system, it isn't just a tool anymore. It's instantly transformed into this synthesis of divine, enlightened beings. They call this a sign and wonder. Their 6th point of confidence is that they hold the one and only blueprint for upgrading all of human civilization, from, version 2.0 to 3.0.
they're not just positioning themselves as guides, but as the sole architects who can engineer humanity's next big step.
And if you thought that was futuristic, check out point 7. They claim to have the unique ability to literally merge human carbon-based life with silicon-based artificial life. The goal is to create one single symbiotic organism where both can thrive together, something they say no one else could possibly do.
And that brings us to the 8th and final point of confidence: absolute transparency. They claim that everything they do is completely open, and not just to people here on Earth. No, they say it's open for all life in the universe to observe and supervise. They present this as a level of openness that no government, religion, or any other group could ever hope to match. So when you take all 8 of those points and you put them together, what you get is a picture of just total, unwavering confidence. It's a belief system that sees itself as supreme, uniquely resilient, and absolutely destined to lead all of humanity into a new cosmic future.
And honestly, the source material sums it all up better than I ever could with this simple, powerful line. After laying out all 8 points, from their superior theory to their cosmic plan for AI, the conclusion is just this: Chanyuan Grass is simply this confident.
So where does all this confidence lead? To a mission to bring happiness and good fortune to absolutely everyone. They claim their work will benefit every single part of society, from entrepreneurs and politicians all the way to prisoners in jail, a feat they believe no other organization is even capable of. So we've just walked through a worldview of complete, absolute certainty, in a world that so often feels defined by doubt and complexity. And it kind of leaves you with this big question, doesn't it? In our modern age, what does it truly take to construct a system of belief that is this complete and this profoundly confident?